Hello, my friends. Pleasure to have you. This is Rooster Jones, where I do more rock, less talk, usually. Sometimes there's some talk, but not as much as needed. So, without further ado, hey, how you doing?
Hello, hello.
Hello. Look at
Hold on,
you.
man. I'm having technical difficulties.
That's what she said.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing excellent. Love your shirt. Very
All right.
nice.
Thanks, man. Took me I had to I thought I had the app on the computer, blah blah blah, but I didn't. So here we are.
That's all right. Looks fabulous.
Yeah, man. How you doing?
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Well, nice to have you here on the Rooster Show. This is Bad Terms. And so tell me about your band. How long has it been around? When did it get started?
So Bad Terms basically started about a year ago. In fact, it was almost exactly a year ago. Um, as a really as a project between my buddy Hans Molnar and myself.
Uh,
He lives in Arizona. He lives in Prescott, Arizona.
I noticed that it said Massachusetts and Arizona. So obviously you
Yeah.
guys are split up.
So
Yeah.
we've known each other for a long, long, long time. We've played together in bands. We've done, we've toured together in different bands and
Wonderful.
basically just been friends for a long time. And we had an idea that we'd just start sending some files back and forth because we're remote. We had just come off a tour with another band a couple of years ago. We're like, let's start writing some music. And we just started sending some files back and forth to each other. And we are working on tunes and it was clicking pretty quick. We were working on stuff and got, I don't know, it seemed like every week we had a couple more tunes. We were just like hungry for it. And we were writing and going and he was getting better and better at production. And
Okay.
it's kind of just grown from there.
Yeah, you definitely coming up with your own unique sound. And that's wonderful because I mean, there's no one that sounds like you, really.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That
And, I
means a
mean,
lot.
seriously, and that's kind of hard in this scene, it's kind of I mean, usually it's pretty straight up in your face. It's we're working class, and
Mhm.
this and that, and there's certain things we talk about, staying
Mhm.
true and and but this you've come about it in a very unique way.
Well, I
And I
appreciate
liked it.
that.
I love the Hard Left Turn album. Was
Oh,
jamming
thanks,
out to
man.
that at work. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
And I noticed you also have the EP and also the Panic Age, which is wonderful actually too. I love that song. I noticed it all came out in 2024. So
We've been cranking, man. We've been just cranking.
yeah,
We've had to
it's
like put the
awesome.
brakes on it a little bit because we've had stuff kind of stockpiled for a while. Hans has a ton
Yeah.
of ideas. I have stuff that's been sitting there. And once we figured out that we could do this without actually going into a studio, like we're just doing everything ourselves,
Yeah.
our computers and with our small little interfaces at home. He's actually turning into quite a producer. He's gotten very, very good at what he's doing.
Hmm.
And I don't even know what equipment he has, but I know it's better than what I mean. I record my stuff on GarageBand, literally. Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, I know
recording
what you're saying.
vocals, I'm recording vocals and my guitars on like GarageBand and sending that stuff to him, and he's doing his magic with it. So
A free site, it's called Audacity. It's
oh
a
yeah.
free mixer and all
Mhm.
that, and it has free plugins.
I think he
And
uses Logic.
it's
I think that's his
actually,
script.
believe it or not, though, it's freaking really good. I'm a musician too, and I write stuff through it. That's all
Awesome.
I've used for quite some time. And so I don't know, just letting you know it's free though, and
Awesome,
it's
man.
awesome. It's good to know that in case something happens and you can like put tracks up layer tracks upon
Totally.
tracks and all that
It's
good
pretty
stuff.
amazing now, the technology, man. Because I remember recording on crappy little 4-track boxes in the late
Yeah.
80s and 90s, and you'd work all day and it would sound like total garbage. And you'd try to put something out and it'd just be like, wow, on some crummy cassette thing, wow, this is terrible. But now it's pretty wild.
Oh, come on, Memorex, man.
Oh
Memorex?
God. No thanks, man. I don't need to go
Hair
back to that.
blowing back and stuff on the
No, I trip out on all the cassette releases now, man. Like a lot of people are doing cassette releases, and I dig it. I think it's really cool. I haven't
I
had a
love it
cassette
too.
player in years, man. I haven't had a player in years. I don't like. I'm kind of just like I'm a
I got
vinyl
a
guy,
dual
man.
dual cassette.
You know?
I got a dual cassette player.
Do you? I got to
Yeah.
get one because there's a lot of good
Yeah.
stuff coming out on cassettes.
Okay. Now let's learn a little bit about you and Hans. By the way, Hans is one of my favorite names. I love it. I was thinking of Hans Christian Andersen this morning for some reason. And that's how I started my day. And I was just like, how can you not be happy when you think of Hans Christian Andersen? Huh?
Right.
Anyway, so
You'll get a kick out of that.
let me know what his part is in the band and what your part is in the band.
So, there's not I'd say we kind of trade back and forth on different stuff. Like he has said, there've been tunes where he has sent me almost completed songs and said, write some lyrics and throw some vocals on this. And maybe I'll throw some guitar on it. And vice versa. Like sometimes I have a thing that's done and I'll be like, can you help me with drums on this? And he'll lay some drums down and maybe even help lines here and there. Like mostly I've done the majority of the lyric writing. Panic Age, he did the chorus on Panic Age, and he's done some other stuff, but I mean Hans is like a riff machine. That guy, I can't even keep up with him because he's got like a million. He's got, oh hey, I'm gonna send you another song. I'm like, dude, we got a lot of songs right now, man.
Overload, cannot compute.
Now we have to figure out how to play them, like, because that's what
exactly.
So the weird thing about Bad Terms is we were a recorded band before we were a band that could go play music. So as soon as I put that, we put the first EP out on my birthday of last year, November 30th.
Okay, that's the regular Bad Terms.
Yeah, with the Cuero, with the
guy on the cover. Yeah.
I put that out, and Lionheart, Christian from Lionheart was like, I really dig this. I'd like to work with you guys, and we of course jumped on that.
It's a big ass EP too.
Yeah,
it's a lot of
6 songs. It's a 12-inch EP.
Okay, yeah.
6 tunes. There's a tune on the record that's not on the digital platform.
I got like 12 tracks here.
You must have. You're looking at all of our. That's all the songs that are on Bandcamp.
Yeah, I'm on iTunes. And Bad Terms EP.
That's 2 different. Actually, 3 different releases there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Yeah. And inside the Bad Terms. Okay, you can't see it there.
Really? I can't see.
Yeah, you can't see it. It's the one with the guy on the cover of the red pants.
Yeah.
But you go into it and it has like tons of tracks. Low End Living, Parasite, Neutron Scan, Zero Generation, Our Left Turn, Hit and Miss, Steal Everything, Wrong Place, Wrong Time, Special Kind of Crazy. I listened down on the way home. And Wolf at the Door.
Yeah, it looks like they've just stuck all our tunes on one playlist there, or one thing, because that's 3 different releases, 3 separate releases there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, you didn't know, so
a lot to keep up with. I can't keep up
tripping with it. It's just an EP. Yeah, but there's like 12 tracks on it.
No, it is that much. What happened was we did the 6 songs, and it was supposed to be out in like March.
Okay.
And there was a problem at the pressing plant, and it got delayed. So they weren't supposed to be released so close together. Originally, the first EP was going to come out in like March, and then the one that's going to be hitting people's record players any day now was supposed to come. It came out around the right time, which was just last month.
Okay.
So there was supposed to be more gap. As it turned out, those records ended up being released within like a month and a half of each other.
So okay, and now your part in the band is guitar, obviously.
I'm the vocalist.
And vocalist. And you play guitar, vocals. Do you do other stuff?
I did bass on some of the.
It sounds like you pretty much play almost every instrument. Do you play drums too as well?
I don't. Hans has been doing the drum stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we've done bass on some of the tunes. We've both done guitar on some of the tunes.
Oh yeah.
He's a fantastic guitar player and bass player.
It's good to be versatile. Makes you more useful, and you can go anywhere, something happens. Just give me that, huh? Go at it. You know what I
Well,
mean?
it's
It's
one
good
thing to do it
stuff.
on your computer and another thing to do it on stage in front of people though, man.
Okay,
Like,
are you a little bashful live?
no, it's not that, but
Oh,
we didn't, because I've played a ton of shows for years and years and years, but like, because this was a recorded project before it was a live project, we didn't
yeah,
plan on it being a band.
yeah.
So that record
Okay.
came out, I started getting show offers. I'm like, oh shit, I have to put a band together now, like to actually go do this. So it was like,
It's her
I'm like,
foot mouth.
it was backwards. Yeah, it was totally backwards from how anybody usually does to how I've
Yeah.
ever done anything.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
It's been a
It kind
weird
of
trip.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of someone like Bomber. Bomber was doing the same kind of similar. Started from the Malcheks,
Yep.
Dean, and
I do know.
he started working on that on Bomber a little bit, but it had I heard some of his early stuff that he shared with me, and it was pretty good. It was really great, actually. I was impressed. And so now that they're finally out, they're like exploding.
Yeah,
They're
for sure, man.
everywhere. You're gonna be exploding too. You know that.
They're gonna
You got
they're about
such a huh?
all right, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
They're about to pop, man, for sure. I mean, their name is everywhere. I was looking at photos of people at Beach Bear Chaos in Badalona, and I saw bomber shirts there, man. Like, so it's pretty cool. There, people are seeing their name around, and I know they're gonna put a record out soon. Dean hasn't told me who they're doing it with yet, but I know they're gonna do one soon, man.
Oh hell yeah. So tell me, how did you pick up playing guitar and all that? Did
Oh
you
God,
learn
man,
on your own? Was it just something
this is
you picked up?
it's a long story, man. uh, I started playing bass when I was like 13. I picked it up and I was just fell in love with it,
Okay,
all through high school. I was just turning records and trying to learn tunes from records. I was into the
yeah,
early punk stuff. I loved the Who. I loved, the Clash and the Ramones, the Pistols and the Jam and all that stuff, and a lot
gotcha.
of classic rock stuff too, just trying to learn and absorb everything.
Yeah,
And I played bass right out of high school. I went and did like a year-long program at like a music school. And so I spent like a year learning some stuff on bass
yeah.
and just hit it hard for like a good 13 years in different bands playing bass.
Hmm.
And I didn't start playing guitar um, as my main instrument until I was like 25 years old. I'd had a guitar, but I was mainly a bass player up until that point.
Okay.
And I started a band in the mid 90s called B Movie Rats. And
Uh,
I started it with a few other guys. I shouldn't say I started it, but it was basically like, hey, do you want to start this band? Yeah, I do. Okay, can you play guitar? I was like, okay,
yeah,
yeah, pretty
sure.
much. So uh, I did that for a number of years with those guys, and then I actually in my mid 30s went to I had an opportunity to go study music at Berkeley in Boston, Massachusetts. So I
Yeah,
went uh, I went and dove in the deep end of like the jazz music deep end. So
that's
I've
awesome.
I've, I've done a lot of music, man.
Yeah, you're all over the
Lots of
place.
different stuff,
That's
man.
good though. It's good. There's a lot of music I like too. I appreciate a lot of it. So so is this one of your first skinhead projects? Skinhead bands?
You know, I'm gonna say yeah, it is. Um,
And what makes this band special that you're doing this and
well, here's the thing, man. Like when I was in the 80s, I was really into like the mod scene. I was like a little mod kid.
okay,
And at the same time, I loved the Jam and the Small Faces and the Kinks and the Who and all that stuff, but
of
there was like the
course.
mod revival going on. And in the 80s, I don't see it now because I'm not, I'm not really too up on what kids are doing, but I don't, it seemed like in the 80s, there were just these tribes, and we all hung out together. There were skinheads that hung out,
Yeah,
there were punks that hung out, the mods hung out, even like the metalheads. Like we were all just kind of around each other. So I had plenty of skin friends, and as I started getting older, I drifted more into like the punk rock and roll scene, and I was really heavy into that in Los Angeles for a good
Oh yeah,
number of years. But always with an eye to, I always thought skins were cool. I always thought the clothes from coming from mod, like I always dug the style and just thought, I mean, it's the coolest style in the world
of
to
course
me.
it is. Yeah, I love it
And
too. Yeah,
you know, as I got a bit older, I started kind of going back into some of the mod roots, like really getting back into the style more. I really dove head into vintage reggae in the early aughts. I started hearing like old reggae again, and it really like turned my head into that again. And I was like, wow, skinhead reggae, skinhead
yeah, of
style, trad style. I fell in love with it, man. And
course. Yeah,
I was in some bands that were, kind of pub rocky. It was kind of like alongside of it, like even B movie rats. Like we played with lower class brats. Like we it was always kind of
hell
like,
yeah,
we dug Rose Tattoo and ACDC and still loved Sham 69 and Rose Tattoo. And to
of
me, it was kind of all the same thing. Put on a
course.
nice shirt, which I'm wearing anyway. And Hans
Um,
actually, Hans was in one of the very first LA skinhead bands, kind of a notorious skinhead band in the 80s called Boot Boys. Um,
okay.
yeah, who they had some kind of dodgy affiliations as that band sort of progressed, and he removed himself from that. But I mean, he did Boot Boys and Youngblood's record, which I think came out. It was on Rockorama, so
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
kind of saw the writing on the wall with that, and you know removed himself because he wasn't about that. I don't know if
yeah.
you are
Exactly.
you hip to what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, no, I'm not into that bonehead shit, dude.
Yeah.
Man,
So
no, no, no. I appreciate the unity and the love that was
absolutely,
back in the day, and that I wanted to still survive today. That's what we're doing this about.
totally, man.
Be able to get out a little bit, be able to, because it was a touchy subject for a while, and so it's nice to be able to speak freely and shout out loud, oi, 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 as
Sure.
loud as we can on a mountaintop.
Yeah, man.
you know,
It
it's
is
a pride
interesting.
again. And there's a lot of great bands that are popping up, like
Oh my
we talked
God,
about
man.
earlier. I
Can't
mean,
keep
just
up.
can't keep up. They're just like growing like wildflowers. Seriously, they're just it's
Yeah,
awesome though. And the
it
punk
is.
scene too is amazing. I just there's some great punk bands. Like talked with a band Reefer Madness just last time. I mean,
Cool.
from Canada. Oh my goodness, intense. And they're playing with Total Chaos and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
Great band. Yeah, so yeah,
You know
wonderful.
what
So
happened, man? So about 10 years ago, and I've been active. I've never stopped playing music ever since I started, really, man. I've not stopped.
good.
Uh, and about 10 years ago, I really started becoming disillusioned with the scene I was involved with, which was kind of just like the Boston rock and roll scene. It was great. There's a lot of good people there, a lot of great bands, but it just started feeling really tired to me. And I started going to like punk shows and hardcore shows and oi shows, and I was like, man, the energy is just it's infectious, man.
Yeah,
I'm like, I want to be a part of this again because this is giving me new life. I'm
of course,
excited again, I'm not just bored seeing the same shit over and over again.
of course.
And it is, I can't even keep up, man. I was at the what was it called, Skullfest a couple weeks ago in Pittsburgh
Yeah,
with I mean the fucking lineup was crazy. Prisoner du Temps, No Time, the Slads, Lucy, Sikkim. I feel like I'm missing someone. I can't. I think I got them all, man. But it was mind blowing, man. I don't know if you're hip to No Time. Do you know No
no, I
Time?
don't know too. I don't know. No, I don't.
Oh my God, man, you got to check them out. Like I
So
think they're
wait,
like,
no time that. No, wait, isn't that the? No, that's No Name. No Name's a Japanese punk band. So no, no, I don't know much about No Time.
check out No Time from Pittsburgh, man. I
Okay,
feel like
we'll do.
it's like the top of the game right now, man. They've blown my. I've only seen them twice, and they've blown my mind each time.
Okay, we'll do.
Yeah, man.
Love to. Love to, love to. So tell me about your lyric process. what do you kind of try to get across with your music, your lyrics? We try to portray it in your music for Bad Terms.
It's not always.
I know it's not a dead set thing, you know. I
Yeah,
mean, because sometimes it's different issues in life or tragedies or whatever, you know, that
I've kind
sparks
of
certain events, you know, sparks a song.
I've just
But
been kind of trying to write from the, it sounds corny, but just trying to write from the heart, from stuff that's happened in my life or things that I've observed,
yeah,
people observed, stories people have told me.
yeah,
But a lot of the stuff really is like firsthand, sort of experiential stuff, almost to a fault where I'm almost like, okay, I got to kind of write about some other stuff now, like
of course.
Hard Left Turns about me getting in a crazy ass traffic accident when I was a teenager, like it was real. Like that shit happened, man.
Yeah, I was listening to that. I was gonna actually ask you about that, what that song was about.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny that you picked that song to tell me about. Go ahead,
Yeah.
tell me
I
about
mean,
it.
I mean,
A short version.
it was a couple of friends of mine went out, tried to party one night, didn't find any party, and left a so-called party in the middle of the night, and uh trying to just go home all dejected because nothing was really happening. And this chick who was drinking like pulled a left turn in front of us. We were doing about 40 miles an hour down this hill and just, you know, head on in the
Wow.
middle of the night, man. Everybody got pretty hurt, pretty well hurt. But I mean, that was one. In fact, I remember I was walking with my wife and that, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna write a tune. I came up with a name first. I'm like Hard Left Turn, and I'm like, I'm gonna write a tune about that accident, but I don't know, I'm just trying to I want stuff to be fun too, though. I want to this is not a heavy band,
Yeah,
we want to
staying away from the government issues and all that
man,
stuff.
fuck all that, we want to have a good time,
All
man.
that. I agree. Well, that causes division anyways, especially in the unity. We're wanting unity, you know, in punks and skins. Well, I mean, what a better way to divide people when some of the skins are fighting for the left, some are fighting for the right, you know, and then you have some of the skins
Yeah.
right in the middle that don't give a fuck about each side. You know what I mean? And so it's like, come on.
I mean, there's issues I'm pretty passionate about, but if I'm on stage, it's about rock and roll. I'm not up there to be
I'm
preachy
right.
or tell
Good for
anybody
you.
my shit. I mean,
It's
it's just
no
how I
one's
feel.
business.
Because
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
why? I don't want to go to some show and hear that shit, man. Like
No.
I want to hear rock and roll, man.
Yeah, you pay the people for a show, not a freaking to be preached at, you know.
Yeah. No, I mean, I
Of
appreciate when people are passionate about things, and I certainly am as well. But to me, I've always just thought
course,
it should be separate.
time and place for everything.
Totally, man. I mean,
Totally, I agree. I totally agree with that. So, you both are you two the only two in this band right now?
no. So this is where it gets even wackier. So because I did have
Okay, I
to
like wacky.
I had to put a band together, right? So I had to
Yeah,
get some
yeah.
guys to start playing shows. So the first guy who came on board is um, Jay, my buddy Jason, um, who goes by Jason Sands. This is funny. Just last week, I asked him, Jay, what is your last name? Because he has like 3 or 4 different pseudonyms. Hold on a second, man. Hold on. This is ridiculous. I know. I feel like a dick now. Hold on.
So,
Um, Jesus. Wait. Jason Hunt.
okay.
I've known him as Jay Vegas, Jay Arthur Sands, Jay Arthur, Jay Sands. And at the end of it, he's like, Jason Hunt. Okay, so that's straight. I got Jason Hunt playing guitar. He's been there from the beginning of when I had to put this together.
Oh, fuck.
He's great. He's the Malcolm Young in this band.
Cool.
He's guitar player. He's solid as hell. And he brought his buddy Mike Reinhalter along, who he was a drummer and he played in band. They played in bands together years ago, so it was kind of an obvious fit that those guys were playing together already.
Cool.
And then on bass we got Dominic DiNardo, who's great. And to these guys' credit, they've been busting their ass to learn these tunes and to be able to play them, and
Of course.
Yeah, they're great. I feel very lucky to be playing with these guys for sure. And we've had some other people sit in here and there. Chris Crowbar from, do you know Poor Impulse Control? Do you know that band?
No, 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 no,
Poor
no.
Impulse
Not
Control is
yet. I
from
will.
Cape Cod. Yeah, check them out. They're on Contra Records. He sat
Okay.
in with us couple times. Great dude. And I'm always kind of on the lookout for people who can do stuff because I want to be able to travel a lot, you know. So
Yeah,
and some people can't always travel or whatever. So you know, I had to pass on a show in California because I couldn't find a rhythm section out there. So I'm always kind of like seeing who's down to do stuff, you know. It's
gotcha.
tricky.
Yeah, yeah, of course. That could be the part that's not enjoyable of this whole process because you obviously enjoy writing, you enjoy playing on the stage. There's got to be
Yeah,
something that has to give you a headache.
sometimes. I mean, I feel like we're getting there. I try not to let it get to me. It's just like, you know,
Apple.
it's a thing I got to work through, you know, finding people, and I got good people now, and I'm thankful every day that
Yeah.
I've got along. So
So have you played a good amount of shows so far?
we have we've played about only 5 or 6 shows at this point.
Okay.
Our first show was with Lions Law and the Young Ones in Boston. I mean, it was a
Two
killer
great
first show,
bands.
man.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I mean, that was our first gig, and it was
What
like,
a lineup already,
okay,
you
we
know.
can
I
keep
mean, here,
we can
just go
keep
to the
doing
very
this.
top of the line here,
Yeah, it was
you know.
killer.
Holy
Ryan
crap.
Packer from Slapshot hooked us up on that, man. He did us a proper
Yeah.
for that very first show. Which is why I had to put a lineup together really quick. He's like, "Hey, you want to open for Lions Law?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do. I got to find guys to play, man."
How am I gonna say no? You,
Exactly. I
you couldn't say no.
No, I that's
Even
this is
if
my
it was
mantra
just you up there, just rocking it, and that's it,
for this band. My mantra is I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say yes and figure out the other shit later. And maybe I
Yeah.
have to say no, but I'm gonna say yes first.
Oh, that's awesome. So you guys have another some more work, another album in the works, like
um,
yep.
we're taking a
I know
little
you
bit.
said you were working on a bunch of tracks, so you are taking some time off right now
Yeah,
to kind of perfect what you have.
I think what's gonna happen. So there's that Panic Age single. There's Panic Age, and there's the Menace tune. I'm Civilized. I think I think we're gonna do that as a 7 inch. But I mean, that's already online. Like you can already listen to that. We might add
Yeah,
two more
yeah.
to that and make it a 4 song thing. I don't know yet, but Christian at Lionheart he's already into doing it. So I think early next year we'll probably put that'll come out. But
Yeah,
we're always working on stuff, and I want to
of
work on
course.
stuff with the guys that are playing in the band too. You
Yeah,
know, it's
yeah, yeah. That's awesome.
yeah.
I'm happy for you.
Thanks,
Where
man.
can people find your music at besides iTunes, Bandcamp? Where else do you have some videos
It's
on YouTube?
You know, I mean, I think the records are just they're on YouTube, but there's like not any. We've not done any produced videos or anything like that. You know, the
Okay.
music's on there. You can look at it on YouTube or it's all wherever it's streaming. You know, as far as the records, they sold out really fast, man. Like Christian put them out. The first one's gone. I have like 2 copies of the first one left. The other one, I should be getting copies any day of that. He's sending me some stuff over, but his everything he has is gone. It's sold out in I don't know 5 or 6 hours or something. So it's really
Damn.
nice.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's good. That's
but
awesome. I mean, the word's going around already that,
it's
I mean,
crazy. I'm
telling
stoked,
you,
man.
seriously, your sound is unique. And so that's what's catchy. I mean, you already have all these people, like, even Bishop's Green, they have their own little sound of like they don't see the chorus right away, They
Mhm.
hold off and they do another verse. Usually, I mean, that's always like their trademark. They do two verses, and then
Yep.
they finally hit the chorus.
Yep.
So it's like everybody has their little things, and you have your little thing, and it's catchy. It's
Thanks, man.
it's good, and it's very energetic as well. And you can feel like it's emotionally driven. It's passionately driven.
It
More
is for sure,
so than
man.
emotionally driven. It's more passion driven.
I
So
appreciate
that's good. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm actually stoked that I actually found you guys. I'm glad I hit you up. I
that
go
too,
through
man.
Instagram and I'm like I pick they look like the weekend. They look like the weekend. So then hit them up, look them up, you know, do a little research, and
I'm glad you did,
I'm
man.
glad I did, man. I'm glad I did too. So do you have any collaborations with anybody else possibly, or do you have anything lined up, like to do a split, like
No,
a
nothing,
split vinyl or anything?
nothing's come up yet. No, not really, man. We had talked to Ian from Lost Legion had expressed some interest in doing something at some point together. Um, which I'd love to. I mean, Lost Legion's
Of
amazing.
course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard of
You know, those guys are really busy, and I don't know. I'm sure something will come up, man. You know, it's things are happening. So
you said you want to go on a tour and go out, you know, travel a little bit.
for
What's one
sure,
of the main places you would like to go to?
we're gonna go to Europe next year for sure, man. Yeah.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, I've done a
So,
lot of touring in other
so
bands and
cool.
stuff, all you know, in the '90s, and I actually I did my last European tour in 2002 with B Movie Rats, and then for years I didn't tour, man. And in 2018, a buddy of mine reached out, my buddy Ross Christian from an old Denver band called the Ladonnas,
Okay.
like a punk rock and roll band. He
Yeah,
had a
yeah,
band
yeah.
called Machines going on. He's like, "You want to tour Europe with me?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, man." So I did three European tours with Machines in the past few years. Um,
Huh,
so
cool.
I really want to get back with this, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
We had some great shows in Machines, but I really want to get Bad Terms over there, and I'm working on it, man. It's gonna happen.
Sounds awesome. That's amazing. That's cool. So do you have where you're at? You Massachusetts? Is there much of a scene there? Is there a
For
pretty
sure,
good
man.
scene?
Yeah, there
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 is.
is. Absolutely. I'm at shows all the time, man. There's some good people putting shows on. There's some killer bands. Um, the hardcore scene is huge back here, man. And I'm not I don't feel like I'm a part of it, but a lot of it I really dig and like. But
Yeah,
like
yeah. I know
I
what
see
you mean.
these shows and they're huge, man. Like there's 300 kids just smashing the shit out of each other in front of these bands. Right on, man. It's cool, you know. But there's some really cool local punk shows that, you know, a lot of traveling bands, man. A lot of French bands have been coming to Boston over the past year. Canadian bands. I mean, Reeks is going to be in Boston this Friday, man.
Who is?
Reeks,
Oh,
RXE. Yep, they're going
yeah,
to be
yeah, yeah.
there.
Wow.
Prisoner du Temple, who we played with a couple weeks ago, they were just there. They're French. Cran was there. I mean, we've had a lot of really cool bands coming over, you know, and there's great local bands as well.
That's bitching.
Klaxon,
Yeah, yeah. Ah, okay, okay. That's old school. Right
well,
on.
guys like um no Norms Records, who's Ryoji, this guy Ryoji, he runs a distro, and that guy puts on lots of shows, man, like lots of cool, you know, like shows in you know, like VFW halls and places like this, you know, but they're
Yeah.
just packed, man. You go to these places and there's 100 kids in there losing their minds, man. I love it. It's really cool.
That's it. So, would you like to say anything to your fans, first of all?
Uh, I like to say thank you for like checking us out and listening to our stuff, and you know, any record anybody buys or downloads or any shirt anybody buys, I mean, we appreciate the hell out of that, man. I mean, that's just it means a lot because it really kind of took us by surprise, you know. So for people to be into it really means it means a lot, you know. It kind of validates what
Yeah,
we're doing, you know.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
And people that you like to thank for your success so far.
absolutely, man. Absolutely. No, I mean, otherwise we're just sending files back and forth to each other, you know,
Yeah,
playing in a rehearsal room together, you know. So
yeah, yeah.
it's really cool, man. You know,
It is cool.
what's
It's nice
interesting.
seeing this unfold, you know. It's amazing. It's cool seeing a band unfold, like really. Like I've had some bands that haven't even done a show yet, you
Wow.
know, and don't even have an EP. I mean, just throw out a demo, and you know, and then to see them, like one band from England actually, you know, start off real low, and then now they told me they headlined the first show
It's awesome.
that they've done and they've ever done. They're all so excited about it. Oh,
It's
bless
awesome,
them,
man.
man. I'm excited about it. It's good to see bands like you and just popping up and you take charge of the stage, man. Make it your own.
Trying to do it, man.
And I know that you are, and I'm proud of you for that. So definitely,
Thanks,
man.
man. I
Always got
appreciate
your
that.
back. And
Thanks,
when you
man.
get a new album, if you want, we can get back together and talk about it, talk about every track, and
Killer. Killer.
let people know what it's all about, and so we can get it sold.
Very
what
cool,
I mean?
man. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you very much, and thank you for
Hey,
being
can I
on my
send a
show.
shout out real quick, man? We got
Yeah, of course.
two killer shows coming up in LA, man. We're playing in Long Beach with Bomber, and what's the date? Playing Long Beach with Bomber in a few weeks, and the next night we're playing with the Templars and Bomber and Reeks and Ultrasect.
Ooh, I
We just
love
got
them.
that show. In fact, they just announced it today, man. So we're really pumped
Wow.
for going
Good
out
for
there.
you. That's a good one. Well, I'll help get it posted out there and send some links for that. That's
Killer, man.
awesome. Good for you guys, man. There's
Well,
some good bands
I
on there.
appreciate the show, man. I appreciate your show, man. It's really cool. I've watched a
Thank
few.
you.
I watched the I can't remember his other band, but
I'm working on the Templars, by the way.
are you?
I'm working on them.
The Shave for Battle interview you did.
Oh, that was actually a Ground, his other band.
His
It
other
was,
band, I know.
yeah. Oh my God, Ground. Oh, what was it? Buried Ground. Oh wait,
Okay, yeah. I haven't even
yeah,
checked them out yet, man. I
yeah,
dig
yeah.
Shave for Battle though.
It's goth rock, yeah, and it's good though. It's
Cool.
yeah. James, he's
Yeah,
a good guy. Guitars. He's the guitarist for Schaefer Battle.
the
Yeah.
new Shave for Battle's ripping, man.
Oh my goodness, how you doing? I even
Yeah.
like harsh casualties too. No harsh what is that? Harsh consequences.
Is that
Oh
what you
my
do?
gosh, I might have to. There's another band.
Terrible with song names, man.
Oh man, no, this is a band name.
Okay.
I'll send you a link in just a little bit. But thank you again for being here.
Yeah,
They're
man.
part of Violent Way. They're all a part of
Okay.
this other band. I'll send you a link though. Anyways, thank you again for being on the Roosta Show. I appreciate you, and I hope
Thank
to
you,
see you
man.
again. All right, man. Thank
Cheers,
you.
brother.
More rock, less cock.
Cheers, brother.
Always on the Roosta Show. Thank you. Take care, buddy.